You know the old adage, practice what you preach? Well, Hollywood does anything but. That's why I find headlines like what you see in front of you very telling, because Natalie Portman, she's been out there talking about supporting female directors, but she won't hire them. See, that's the thing about these folks. I mean, we hear about how they stand up for certain things, they believe in certain messages, but they only believe in those messages when it comes to lip service. When they have to actually pay for something, they actually have to employ someone. Yeah, that all falls by the wayside. Hey there, so today we are returning to that wonderful world of movies where Natalie Portman decided she would go out, make a statement with the dress in front of you. She got a lot of positive praise about it until people started thinking about what exactly that indicated. See, the dress, if you look closely at it, you'll notice something about it. It has names stitched into it. These are people that, well, they should have been given a chance, says Natalie Portman. They could have been given a chance, says Natalie Portman, but they were never given a chance because those mean old people in charge of Hollywood, well, they just wouldn't step off of their ivory towers. The only problem with that idea, according to some folks out there, is that Natalie Portman is one of those gatekeepers. Dun dun dun. That's right. She has the power as well. So here's an example, one of dozens out there that are absolutely eating this stuff up when it first pops up. The first names of female directors overlooked by the Academy this year appear in gold down her black cape. So stunning, so brave. I wanted to recognize the women who were not recognized for their incredible work this year, Portman said on the red carpet. You can see this shot here too, and I mean, look at the way that she's here. She's pouring that out, and I mean, just look at that on her face. She's so smug and so entitled in it, but she also knows that this will get her headlines, and she doesn't have to do anything. She absolutely sets that bar low, and you know what? The media, they set it even lower. They go through a list of some of the people that are there too, saying not a single female director was nominated for Best Director this year. Greta Gerwig was considered the biggest snub, particularly in light of Little Women's Best Picture nominee, but they go down this list were also overlooked by the Academy. Then they throw salt, because they always do, saying congratulations to these men, which she announced the all-male nominees, and Natalie Portman thought this would probably be the end of it. Unfortunately, she forgets that she runs with sharks, and anytime one of these sharks gets a little scent of, well, whatever out there, they'll come in and they'll try to devour you. Enter Rose McGowan, one of those folks that is absolutely insane in Hollywood and is absolutely a clout seeker, talking about this stuff. Some thoughts on Natalie Portman and her Oscar protest. This kind of protest that gets rave reviews from the mainstream media for its bravery. Brave? No, not by a long shot. More like an actress acting the part of someone who cares, as many of them do. I find Portman's type of activism deeply offensive to those of us who actually do the work. I'm not writing this out of bitterness. I'm writing out of disgust. I just want her and other actresses to walk the walk. Natalie, you have worked with 2 female directors in your very long career. One of them was you. You have a production company that was hired exactly 1 female director. You. What is it with actresses of your ilk? You A-listers could change the world if you take a stand instead of being the problem. Yes, you, Natalie. You are the problem. Lip service is the problem. Fake support of other women is the problem. As I wrote in my book, man, you gotta love that plugging her book in here, but as she wrote in her book, Brave, what goes on behind the screen, goes on screen, goes into the world, and it's a pervasive sickness that needs its own medicine. What you do affects the world, Natalie, as does what you do not. I am singling you out because you are the latest in a long line of actresses who are acting the part of a woman who cares about other women. Actresses who supposedly stand for women, but in reality do not do much at all. Of course, women in the world will keep buying the perfumes you promote, the movies you make, and think they are buying into who you are. But who are you? I was at the Women in Film event that you spoke at once, Natalie. You reeled off depressing statistics, and then we all went back to our salads. I quickly realized you and the other women speakers and that joke of an organization are just frauds. You do nothing. You say nothing. There is no law that says you need to hire women, work with women, or support women. But by all means, you do you. But I am saying stop pretending that you're some kind of champion for anything other than yourself. As for me, I'll be over here raising my voice and fighting for change without any compensation. That is activism. Until you and your fellow actresses get real, do us all a favor and hang up your embroidered activist cloak. It doesn't hang right. What's hilarious about this, too, is it's got 2.8K likes here, 1.3K comments, it has 256 shares. This here, it is indeed a call out. And it's by one of those folks that loves to say that they're an actress. They love to say that they do it for absolutely nothing. But of course, they do it for absolutely nothing because no one wants to pay them for anything. That's not defense of Natalie Portman. I think that she's a fraud, as this says, but we need to make that a little bigger here. I mean, if we're adding in the buzzwords and we're saying that leads to fraud, we got a lot of them to take care of, including Rose McGowan. Now, what's hilarious about the response to it is it showcases something else. It showcases fear. The Oscar winner responded to McGowan's criticism in a statement. She said, "I agree with Miss McGowan that it is inaccurate to call me quote-unquote brave for wearing a garment with women's names on it. Brave is a term I strongly associate with actions like those of women who have been testifying against Harvey Weinstein the last few weeks under incredible pressure." Now that is aimed directly at Rose McGowan. It is actually an attempt to placate her. Oh, you're so stunning. You're so brave. So, of course, you don't need to come after me. I mean, hey, I love you here. What's our problem? Now, on the accusations that Portman has failed to support female filmmakers either by working with them or hiring them through a production company, Portman stated, "It is true, I've only made a few films with women. In my long career, I've only gotten the chance to work with female directors a few times. Unfortunately, the unmade films I've tried to make are a ghost history. So, of course, I've tried to do this stuff. Really, believe me. I mean, come on. This isn't about me. It's about my cool, stylish wardrobe." Articles on this, they point out the hypocrisy here, too. Portman's company, Handsome Charlie Films, has participated in 7 completed films to date, including the rom-com No Strings Attached and the thriller Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies. Portman's A Tale of Love and Darkness is the only female-directed film on the list, while Lynn Ramsey left Jane Got a Gun and was replaced by Gavin O'Connor. So, even the articles are going after her here because, of course, again, she wants to go and flex. Well, hey, when you want to go and flex, don't be a hypocrite. Now, hilariously, Natalie Portman adds this to her defense because, again, these folks, they are not used to being on the defensive. I have had the experience a few times of helping get female directors hired on projects which they were then forced out of because of the conditions they faced at work. Oh yeah, I'm sure that's true. After they are made, female-directed films face difficulty getting into festivals, getting distribution, and getting accolades because of gatekeepers at every level. Getting accolades? Are you kidding? I mean, I look at the media. That's all they do is drool over a movie simply because it's made by, not because it's a good film made by. And finishing here. So I want to say, I have tried and I will keep trying. While I have not yet been successful, I am hopeful that we are stepping into a new day. Basically, why don't you focus on my dress here? This isn't about me. This isn't about what I do. This is about those mean old white guys that are out there that are policing the industry. It's hilarious, isn't it? I mean, when you get down to it, all of the things that they throw out there, all of those buzzwords and on. It's just some kind of fanciful connotation that truly says, again, hey, I may have all of this stuff. I may actually have power, but don't look at me. Don't look at me for change. But anyway, you tell me what you think about this. I thought it was absolutely hilarious. Now, ending this, I want to say very briefly, thank you for your time. Thank you for showing up. You make endeavors possible. Your time is important too. I don't want to monopolize a lot of it. I'd like to say, if you do like this content, make sure you're subbed and share these videos. You know, it gets that stuff out there. But again, your time is valuable. So thank you for sharing it here. You know, thank you for participating in this stuff. You definitely help out, and I definitely do appreciate it. As the channel grows, I marvel by it, you know, because again, yes, thank you. Again, I can't say that enough. But anyway, we'll be doing this again soon, so stay tuned and thanks.